Yo, what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal underscore Brown if you're looking for me on socials.
Absolutely. And I am Spike Lou on them same social sites. Holla at your boy. Hey, B, we got a guest in the building this week.
Absolutely, man. First guest of the year, Nicki Dusse in
Absolutely.
the building, man. What's popping, sir?
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Damn, y'all don't be fucking with nobody there.
Nah. Keep the circle small.
The circles a dot, boy.
That's hilarious, man. That is hilarious. You know, we appreciate your opinion. We got to get the young nigga opinion on here.
Hey, I'm not. I gotta get it while I'm still. I got that label on me, boy. I just had a birthday.
You can still wear it. Yeah, happy belated birthday too.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. I had a birthday. I feel old as hell. I'm like, damn, this
How
is how
did it
Lou
go?
feel every day.
It get worse, my nigga. It get worse. I tell you.
It was good. It was good. I was just chilling. Kicking it. Because I got a bunch of trips I got planned for later on this year. So I was just like, let me just do something real light. Watch the Knicks game, you know what I'm saying? See they bust the Cavs ass real quick, you know what I mean? we getting a chip this year, Lou. I don't care what nobody say.
A chocolate chip. The fuck?
I don't know about that.
We either gonna get a chip on the shoulder or a chip or a ring on the finger.
Y'all gonna walk away. I was gonna say y'all gonna walk away with a chip on y'all shoulder. That's what's gonna happen.
Absolutely, man. Hey, we're glad to have you, though. We got an action-packed episode, man, coming up. Dr. Umar and Lil Yachty disagree on the usage of the N-word. We'll talk about that. Also, did French Montana run a scam for his album sales for that Mac and Cheese 5? And T.I. compares current rappers to the NBA. We'll go a little bit deeper into that in just a second. But first, the highly anticipated, at least on our end, Schoolboy Q drops his long-awaited joint, Blue Lips. It's the first TDE release of the year, which promises to be a big year for the label. They already got the next album lined up, Sir, which is March 22nd. But Schoolboy Q, Blue Lips, let's get straight to it. Lou, I'm kicking it with you. Did it meet your expectations? What did it do for you?
This is I like Schoolboy Q.
Okay.
And this album is a lot of music, a lot of different music. The transitions did not work for me. And I was surprised by this because everything that I heard on YouTube, it worked. But I do get now why he didn't put them on the streaming sites, because like it all flowed together. I guess he wanted you to all hear it together at the same time or whatever it may be. But I was expecting something a little different, more soulful. But as I listened, it was Schoolboy. It wasn't out of character, anything like that. It was just a lot going on. It's a difficult, like if you ain't just like the downest Schoolboy fan, it was a difficult album just to like get into, like just to vibe to or whatever it may be. I said it was like putting raisins in a potato salad. Like you're just doing too much, bro. Just bring the potato salad. Let the people that like potato salad eat that. Don't throw the raisins in there, man. Don't put like pineapples and shit. Like just bring the shit that we looking for. But I guess he is evolving as an artist, so you can kind of test the limits. I was surprised when he said that this was a 5-year-old album. I was really surprised by that. He said he'd been working on it 5 years because it sounded like something he was motivated and inspired to do recently, because it is matching the sounds that we hear today of some of the shit that I've heard the younger people listen to. So for me, it really didn't hit the mark on what I was expecting, but I do admit it is high-level rapping. It is high-level production. There was a vision. I just wasn't aligned with it.
Nikki, what say you, bro?
Well, I'll say that Lou need to get his eyes checked, because I was fucking with this heavy. Which is why I hit y'all up about this album, because he hasn't dropped in what, like 6-7 years from
Crash Talk 2018, 2017, something like that.
And the first thing I thought about when I listened to the whole album the first time was like he made this album right before probably Mac died. Or the idea of this album was around that time. And instead of dropping this, he did Crash Talk, because I think him and Mac, he mentions, I don't know if I read that somewhere, but he mentions like how Mac made him kind of finish that album. You know, his influence of that. Like even the interview I think with Charlamagne he did, like where he was crying on that motherfucker, where it was like you could tell like he just wanted to drop that for like the sake of Max.
Yeah.
But this album sounded like we should have got this about 3 years ago. Like, and not to say like it's older or anything. I'm saying like this is the cue that I'm used to or that I was expecting during that Crash Talk era. unlike Lou, I like the transition. I like him being different. Just because I feel like TDE is in their second era, their second generation of their artists. And since Kendrick is out of here, I feel like SZA gonna be out of here sooner or later, because every time she drop an album, it's always like, oh, this label ain't doing shit for me. And then who's those next up? You know, like I think Schoolboy is the guy who they're trying to fill the Kendrick shoes with, and Sir, who you mentioned, AB coming up, he is the R&B sensation that a lot of people like. He's the guy that for right now, if you know, you know, but he's probably 2 records away from blowing up. So it was a lot that was right on his album for Q, and I think he delivered. I think he has a little bit of everything for anybody. Like you can't say like that's why Lou, I was surprised you said you expected more soulful tracks. He got about at least 5 soulful tracks on here where he just spit. You know what I'm saying?
They were there, but he just like he cut them off too quick.
Not the Alchemist joint. Lost Times was not cut off quick. Germany
is fire.
Germany 86,
Cooties, 86, and Blue
Ohio for Freddie Gibbs. Like, I mean,
oh my God, it was trash.
What?
Yeah, that's
that Freddie Gibbs song was trash.
Right. You hate now.
That's all I needed to hear. Go ahead, AB. I'm done with my portion.
Y'all knew that though.
I will say this: on first listen, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. Pause. I'm cool with the transitions if used sparingly, but first listen, it sounded like there was a transition on every song, which then turned an 18-track album into a 36-track album. And the problem with the transitions is, what if I like the first half, but maybe not the second half? Or what if I like the second half and I got to go through the first half, which I don't care for, to get to the part that I like? That's the only tricky part with using that device too often, dipping into that well too much. But I will say, upon further review, the more I listen to it, the more I was like, okay, it's not as many as I thought. I dead ass thought it was a transition on every goddamn song. I was like, yo, like you try to squeeze in a double disc, like I'm confused, just doing too much. But it is the third spin, I started to really settle in and fuck with it and pick out the specific songs that I'm really rocking with. I will say it does play like a full body of work though, meaning that there's probably not one specific song I would just go back to. I'd be fine just starting it from the top. And whether that's starting it straight through or hitting the shuffle, either or, but there was maybe 1 or 2 that I would cherry pick, but I feel like it's more better just ran straight through. I feel like the person who's mastered the art of the transitions and using them the right way is Kendrick. Like he'll do that on some
heavily influenced by Kendrick, it seems.
I think so. But you're not the first person to say Mac Miller. My homie called me and said, bro, am I tripping, or is this Schoolboy sound like a Mac Miller project? And I'm not as well versed in Mac Miller music to really be able to call it. But it's ironic you say that, because my homie just hit me with that last night. And that's kind of funny. But I like it though. I will say.
Yeah. I mean, Blue Slides is like to me the obvious Mac Miller tribute song. But to me, the transitions thing is just what a part of hip hop at this point. Travis Scott does it a lot, as you mentioned. Kendrick been doing it since Good Kid. Like it's like there's and you know Kanye's doing it too. It's like it seems like when done well, you don't mind it, but like if it's done too much, I can see how it's like this is just too much in one song.
Yeah,
but I felt like he made this album to perform. Like when he sells his tickets and you watch it on stage, it's gonna make a whole lot more sense too, because the way he can transition to certain songs on stage. You can hear that. Like this sounds like when Kanye was talking about making Graduation, he wanted to make like stadium music you can like feel in the arena, and you can feel, you already know what's coming up and you're excited about that. So I think that's why he kind of did some of the songs like that. And I know I read some comments on YouTube because I always like to listen to it myself and then go to the YouTube comments, see what the people saying. And they were saying like there are certain tracks that they wish that he would just stuck in that, you know, soulful beat pocket instead of transitions. Which I understand that, but it's just like at this point in time, like in certain interviews that he had with, I think the Fig Side people, his homeboys and shit, he was talking like, bro, like I want to do music how I perceive it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much shit that sound the same. Like you can't, at least we all can agree that even Lou to a certain extent on it, even though he's on his old man shit, like it don't sound like nothing that you've heard recently. Like
no, it don't.
It sounds different.
It don't.
It does.
I'll give him that.
And it does sound different. Question for you guys: where's the ideal setting to hear this for y'all?
I was gonna say if he does a tour, but like not stadium size like Graduation, but like if he did like Fox Theater or like a smaller venue, a House of Blues type shit, that shit would actually go crazy. in my opinion.
You disrespecting Q, right?
I know that's a small venue, but I'm
it's-
saying he can do multiple nights.
For the listeners that don't know what AB just said, he disrespected the fuck.
He can do multiple nights.
He need to do multiple shows in the night. He doing that.
That's funny that a motherfucker.
But it's good if you're on the game.
Agree.
If you're on the game, though.
I don't think I wouldn't. Yeah, somebody I was talking to my homie Rich. He said the same thing while he was playing franchise or something like that. But I do agree with your first point. This would probably hit for me and feel a lot different on a re-listen after I went to a concert. I could see this motherfucker getting hype, carrying the crowd. Not recently, but the last show I went to was that Pusha T show, and it was a totally different experience for the album, even though I liked it going into it after I seen him perform some of the songs. So I do agree with what both of you guys said there. Like, getting to see him perform this probably would do a lot for people who are on the fence or like, I don't really fuck with it. I do 100% see that.
And this album made me realize how underrated he is as a hip hop entertainer. Like, if you go to his shows, like his shows are he can perform well. He could, like you mentioned, Lou, they're still rapping on this stuff. Like, he's still spitting on here like he care. And he, like, you could tell he has a producer sound. Like, putting these, like, some of these artists, I wouldn't even like, bro, I wouldn't even know why you even.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But they make like that movie song is, that's Lou, you asking where I'm riding that into the club to that shit, bro. Especially if I'm you know what I'm saying? So it's like I can hear, like, he's got a good ear. Like, it's very rare that you hear people who got a good, because some of these beats, like you mentioned, Lou, the production is laced.
Amazing. Yeah,
it's amazing. It's crazy. It's got some shit on here, bro. I think this is gonna marinate well throughout the year, honestly.
He definitely took his time with this album. He executed it very well. It's just a lot to get used to. I wouldn't deter anyone from listening to it, and I could definitely see what you two are saying. Like, I don't want anyone to think that I'm shitting on this album, because I can tell the work he put into it. And that's one of my biggest complaints recently, as anybody listens to the shows knows, is how the lack of effort that you see from artists in their projects nowadays. This totally was not that. Like, you can tell he put his foot in this motherfucker.
For sure.
I got one question for y'all before y'all move on. Where does, now that we see, do y'all think Schoolboy can carry TDE to the next? You know what I'm saying? Can he be the Joe Biden after the Obama campaign?
Dude, at the rate Joe Biden going, he can do that. Tripping up steps and shit.
Anybody could do that,
right? Nah, he ain't. I think you're only as strong as your weakest link when it comes to this. Like this reminds me of like the Pistons 04. Like, there's no Hall of Famers on that team, but they still won the chip. Like, this is giving me that you can beat, but that's because they didn't have no real weak spots. I think TDE needs to take that approach. They need to cut Isaiah Rashard because he is the weak spot, and then they'll be pretty solid. And then you can have a solid starting lineup of maybe not Hall of Famers, but they all play a role and they do their role well. Like that, just cut Isaiah Rashard. Release him.
I would say, I think that he could do it, Nick, but I'm not sure he's interested. And I blame Chris Platt for this, who brought this to my attention as the rollout was coming. Like, are we sure that they still want to be on TDE and sharing that spotlight with, like, even if he is the top dog, you're still sharing the spotlight with J-Rock. You still stay in the spotlight, sharing the spotlight.
Yeah,
sharing is a strong word.
These niggas are hiding from the spotlight. No.
Okay, Q just came out. We ain't seen this nigga in 6 years.
That's what I'm saying.
My point in saying that. Like, now, I ain't been around for 6 years, and y'all finna rush. Y'all finna do the blitz now. Now I just put this dope ass album, I think, out, and now J-Rock coming, and
he was the first.
Everybody else on the label coming.
He was the first, though.
But that's my point. Do I still want to do that at this point in my career if I'm Schoolboy? I want the whole runway. Give me the whole year label. So he's not that type of artist?
No. He's that
type of dude, and he ain't that big of an artist. Which one is it?
He has hit records, so let's not act like he doesn't have
That's not what I asked. I'm asking, is he that big of an artist to have a complete runway and hold a label, not TDE down? He not that?
Oh, you're
no.
To run, he is. He's good enough, especially in this day and age. Name it art. We gonna see what his first week numbers, of course.
30 to 35K.
That's what they already said.
Yeah,
projected. Okay.
Hold on. Never mind. Let me shut the hell up. I was just gonna.
There's no hits on here, bro. There's no hits.
There's no hits.
That ain't bad though. 30 to 35K not bad. It don't sound as bad as it is.
There's no hits, bro, and that's okay. I don't want him to be that. He doesn't have to be.
It's Monday, nigga. Hold on.
It's Monday.
35 is nuts.
I don't know if you know, but they can count it early now.
Nah,
I'm telling you, bro, it's 30 to 35K. I looked it up before we started. I promise you. But they weren't painting that 30 to 35K as a failure. They were saying this is good.
That's as expected for him, though.
Nah, he does. He's done bigger numbers than that.
He's had bigger records, though. They didn't go for no. There's no radio song on here, bro. It's not one.
He trying to push that whatchamacallit. Wow. He got the video at the end as a radio.
He ain't got no radio, bro.
That Yearn 101 is what he trying to push is the radio.
That ain't it. That's
a
good song, but that ain't it.
He said in that interview, again, this is all I'm getting from the Fig Side interview. He said he doesn't even really care about singles because he wants you to hear the whole project. Like you mentioned, AB, like you could tell this project, like that's why the singles that he dropped before he dropped the album, his rollout, which was a nice rollout, by the way. Yeah. It wasn't, I didn't get into those records because I'm like, I gotta hear the album because these records sound mid to me. They sounded real mid. So then when I heard the album, like, oh, this makes so much sense and it's so much better.
Yeah.
But, damn, 30 to 35.
Y'all disappointed in that 30 to 35K?
Nah, man. I don't even pay attention to that shit no more.
Would he be a big free agent? Would he be a big free agent right now if he said, I'm leaving TD?
I'll say he's about as big a free agent as right now Chris Paul. If you with those numbers. So that's what I say next time.
Russell Wilson.
You niggas is disrespectful. Y'all niggas said Russell Wilson, Chris Paul, and who? Westbrook? That's crazy.
At best, he Kirk Cousins. Or Justin Fields. You get a high second round pick for Louis Justin Fields of the hip hop right now with 30, 35. I expected him to do at least 100.
Q. I thought he would do about. I thought he would do about 65 to 70. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought he was because he hasn't dropped.
I thought he was still that. I thought he was still that.
Nah.
Which also goes to it. If I'm him, like, is TDE doing their job? Like, nigga, the only point of putting up numbers in that is scissor.
But you can't even say you can't say TDE's not doing their job because of their roster.
They say they are either though. You can't say they are.
But I'm saying what other at this point they say what other labels doing anything? Period.
He had a rollout. He had a real rollout
though. Yeah. So what I'm saying. So what?
I'm
niggas ain't doing nothing. Ain't nobody else doing. I may as well. I guess that's why so many people are saying they're independent now. Well, they signing with really, like you see Def Jam and Benny, like they signed with a really large established label. But other than that, like what's the benefit? It used to be some like if you seen Kendrick, like the Black Hippies reign at TDE, that kind of meant something. It was a boutique label. They were independent. They were doing it like separately from being a major label, but you still had Kendrick Lamar who could do those type of numbers, or you had Schoolboy who would do those numbers. You had J-Rock who was a Grammy-nominated artist. Now you looking at it like y'all just said, you got a good rollout. You got a top-tier artist.
Bro, if you would have asked me what
35K?
If you would have asked me what are my projections for this album, bro, I would have said 30 to 35K. I think I might have actually said that in the chat, actually.
Really? Yeah, I consider Q a bigger artist than that. Like he's not a headliner, but if you put him like second billing, like he's gonna bring a crowd. Like,
but that's okay though. That's to me that's okay. It just mean you're not commercial, you're not crossover. It ain't that.
But he got commercial records though.
He does.
Yeah, that's still my nigga though. But yeah, we can move on after that.
That's funny.
He got a gold and a platinum album. By the way.
Crash Talk did 81,000 first week.
That's a lot. And you're saying 30 for this one?
Man, that was 29 pre-pandemic, dude. You know how long ago pre-pandemic was?
It was. That's a whole new world we talk about, Lou.
Goodness gracious alive, man. All right, man. So let's move on. Speaking into a whole new world. Since we heard this last artist, it's been a long time as well. Cardi, she dropped a brand new single. I don't know if you guys got to waste your time and listen to it, but I'll throw it to you, Nick, since you asked me, were you sure? Am I sure you're listening to the right song? She dropped a Like What single over old Missy beat, who people thought was a Slump God beat, which I have no idea how that happened. Maybe you can enlighten us on that too, Nick. But what you think about the new Cardi single?
First of all, don't ever disrespect me by telling me I'm the Slump God expert.
Slump God.
Fuck out of here.
Tell us about that Slump God, Nick.
Ski Master Slump God.
No, I knew it was a throwback record. Like, especially like these days, like when somebody's trying to get hot, you know, they're trying to get a record that's real catchy and gotta hopefully can climb the charts. They're gonna do some type of remix, throwback, single, whatever sample. Lou, this is interesting that I'm on this episode with talking about this topic because you know how I feel about Cardi B, and as far as that,
tell the people.
Well, in summary, it's basically like I like that Drake line. What he said, like, what did he said some shit. It was some simple shit, basically saying like, if you got it, oh yeah, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. The theory is brilliant. Like that's all it is. Like Cardi had it. I don't think she got it anymore, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just think that she had her time, and it is it, and that's it. And not to say like she can't make any good records or she's doing horrible or this song is trash. It's just more of there was a fart in the wind today. Then we move on to the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a decent record. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't sound bad, but at the same time, it's like the sun. Like the amount of heat she had when she first came out or during that run, like that first album run, she was as hot as the sun. I don't even know if look how many units she's selling if she drop another album.
No, she's doing numbers.
You think she's
doing numbers?
I'm not saying she's doing 30, 35, but
no.
I don't know. I don't know if people are gonna be buying Cardi like that. As far as like, I don't see because like the attention doesn't translate.
That's not, I disagree with that though, because she hasn't come out since 2017, 2018, whenever that was, or maybe 2016.
Whole new world.
That's a whole new world.
No, facts, but she's had singles since then that have popped.
Like what?
She had WAP. That was a huge song.
When did WAP came out? Was that 2020?
Up and it's stuck and it's up. And
she had Up and Stuck. She's had records. She's had records.
She got called out by Up and Stuck. That's why she don't even, I don't think she do it like that no more. But
she did get called out by that. That's a fact. She got called out by this.
So to me, it's just like because she dropped a bunch. She dropped that Kanye Dirk record
that was mid.
She dropped the Bongos record with Meg.
That was mid.
That's true.
She's over her last two.
Like she looking like LeBron in the finals right now. She got about 4-10. So the record say you can't really brag about them, but you got a couple rings. So yeah, we ain't gonna shit on you. But at the same time, nigga, what have you done for me lately? Like
I put it like this: the song is cool. It's nothing crazy. It's not good enough to be your lead single on your album. Like if she announced the album with this, it's not good enough. It's a solid Lucy, and it's fine.
You talking about this current single?
Yeah, the new shit. It's fine. It ain't nothing wrong with it. It's cool.
Go ahead, Lou. Say what you gonna say.
No, I mean it's
consider this is no single, bro. Like what?
The song is cool.
You know it's not.
It's fine.
Go ahead.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Shout out to Ski Master, Slump God. Shout out to Bia. Bia used this sample just last year. She used it on a drill beat. And her song was fire though. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was actually kind of tight.
Hey B, are you ever gonna throw this on the running playlist in the morning?
Oh yeah, no. I actually like Bia's version though. I listen to that though. But this one, yeah.
So what we talking about? That's all I'm trying to say.
But it's not bad though. It's not bad. It's just microwave. Hot Pockets used to hit at one point.
I think that's just
and meatballs and mozzarella. Hot Pocket used to go, nigga. What the fuck?
But you don't eat Hot Pockets no more. That's the thing.
Don't.
Like, that's the point. I don't think like Cardi. She been in 5-star restaurants. Like this is like eating Hot Pockets still. And I kind of agree with Nick's point as to, bro, what's going on? Like why where is the heat at? Like where is the Bodak Yellow at? Like I understand with WAP. And I understand Up and It's Stuck, but there's still something that's missing, and there's a reason that we haven't had an album. I listened to Joe over the weekend, Joe Budden. I think he had a very good point when he was talking about it. He said he thinks that she's scared to come out, and reason being because once that album come out and it don't do the last album, then the price go down. What she's been able to do is stay as like
relevant
out there
hot.
as much as relevant and hot enough. Thank you. I was looking for those words. It's relevant and hot enough to keep her price where it need to be. But all of that goes away if I put out the album and it ain't Bodak Yellow. So it may be the thing that we see that she's like struggling with right there. I can see her being scared of that because now you're talking about a certain lifestyle that you got accustomed to, and now I got to go do Pepsi commercials and all of this when I had the choice to do it during my run, but now I gotta do it to make sure I'm keeping up with what I'm doing because the price went down.
Y'all are sleeping on the songs that she's been on, dude. She was just on the Lotto joint last year. The year before that, she was just on Glorilla shit. Those were two of the biggest songs in the last 2 years, dude.
Yeah,
like, we're not gonna act like she's been asleep in a cave.
That may make her even more scared to come out with her own shit.
Possibly.
Like she ain't got that whatever Glow had in the trunk right there.
But she's a part of those.
Yeah, but that ain't finna pay the Cardi B bills, bro. Shit. Like all them trucks out there take like all the shit that she got going on, them like what they doing in their numbers, that's not paying Cardi B bills. She need big girl hits.
All I'm saying though is just this, though, to lose point, it's just like because like you saying, AB, if she got these records that you said she got over the last few years, why couldn't she put them together? Do something something old school called make a track list. Do some old school called do a rollout, do a little promotion, and then drop the project. If she's still as hot as you say she is, and can do all this shit. My thing is, why not? It gets to a point like after a while, you're just talking shit. I know this is hip hop, but like she's low key about she seems like she's having a Trent Dilfer, Nick Foles type of season where it's like you went crazy when no one thought you was gonna go crazy, and we looking at you in year 2 after that, and we like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah,
like I'm like I feel like we're still gonna give her leeway because she's still as a personality and as a name, she still rings. And then that first album is just it's so many hits on that it
was a big
you
album.
might have to call it a classic, even though I don't feel comfortable calling it a classic, but you may have to based off of like
it's regarded as a classic
because you know where you were at in time during those records.
Yeah, it was big.
So it's just, but at the same time, it's just like, bro, is she gonna Lauryn Hill it and just only do one album and we never see nothing followed up?
Lauryn Hill's still eating off them songs 25 years later, though. Let's be very clear.
And ain't drop a song. And yeah,
is that what Cardi B want? You think? I'm asking. What do you?
I think she'll take it.
Either one of y'all think? Y'all think she'll
might have to
cool
go
with never coming out with another album?
She might. Andre 3000 did it. He's still riding off the fact of his name, bro. And he'll hop on a remix every so often. Bro, he ain't got no solo album.
But we were introduced to him as a group before the individual, so that's why it's a little bit different.
True.
But Lou, I'm thinking she doing that shit now. I think the producers in the room look, they talk to her in the room like, yeah, this is hot, this is hot. As soon as she get into the booth, they close the door like, look, bro,
I ain't doing this shit.
We ain't got 16 and nothing. She barely got a 16 bar verse. So we talk about 16 tracks. Nigga, you kidding me?
We'll see. So what's the over under percentage chance she dropped this year? 30%? Because she's claiming she's coming out.
I think you got about a 65% chance she coming out.
That's high as fuck, though.
I don't think that's.
I think she coming out.
I'll say a 25% chance.
Yeah, because you can't keep kicking the. This is probably the last year she gonna be able to get.
Lou, when was her last album?
2018.
2018.
Okay, so what do you mean? How long? As long as
she kicking the shit out of the can, bro.
That's what I'm saying. The road only so long though. The road, like I can't kick the motherfucker in the canyon and go with it. Bro, like if at some point people gonna start wising up, they gonna be like, wait a minute, the producers and shit, like the album, the labels, they be like, wait a second.
She kicked that can all around the belt line, bro.
Twice.
She on 25 right now with the can. It's never about to be a decade. It's 2024, bro. 4 more years is a decade from that when that album dropped. As crazy as that sound.
Oh shit. Let's keep in female rap game, man. Your man Joe Budden, you just alluded to. He had some very interesting comments regarding the female rap wave. He says, quote, the girl rap wave, it's a rap. He said, I think labels are looking at it. Very few of y'all are selling records and it's too much work to get their money back. We got to go do brand deals all over the world. Y'all are expensive and some of y'all are annoying. And none of these records are working. I'll start with you, Nick. Is Joe Budden right? Has the girl rap wave that we've seen in recent years, is it dying down?
No, I don't think it's dying down. I just think it's an interesting point. I think we got to this point quicker than I expected, but now people are really critiquing the ladies of hip hop and being like, all right, you got about 60,000 ass records. Where's the other side of these? You know what I'm saying? Or like your whole first album was about ass, but all right, what's your second album gonna be about? You know what I'm saying? You can't really duplicate that over and over again. Even Nicki had to come out with some real rap records and real songs and dudes. That's why like she has the career that she has because she's more she's more versatile than some of the MCs that are out right now. But yeah, I don't agree that the era is over, because you can't name me 5 dudes that are like around like these new age artists age and stuff like era that are competing with the ladies at all. Like, who's the male Glorilla? Who's the male Lotto? Who's the male Megan? Even, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many dudes can we go say that they got enough records to go toe for toe do, or even a versus with some of these ladies? So it's like, I think the dominance of female MCs is still here, but we are asking a lot of questions. Like, it's like, all right, since y'all up here, what the hell y'all doing?
Yeah, that's fair. Lou, what you think? Is he on point?
Joe has some good points here. He's shooting the gun a little too quickly, though. These are concerns. These are things that are being asked. But as we said on here before, the men just aren't as interesting. And until they figure out how to be as interesting as Glorilla, as Meg, as Cardi, as Nicki, as whoever else that you want to name, Lotto, like all of those ladies are interesting. You look at their interviews, you see them on social media, people engage with them. They got the tribes and the clans and the barbs and whatever the fuck it is that you have. Like, even though the records may not be working, labels are doing 360s now. Like, they getting a piece of everything. So if you can be a brand, like Glorilla just showed her titties the other day on IG and then come out like, it ain't a big deal. That's marketing. Like, a man can't do that. Ain't nothing that he got for that. Sex gonna always sell. So I do agree with Joe's sentiment in saying that, like, yeah, the album's not working. Y'all gonna have to start tightening up, which they probably are gonna have to start tightening up. But there is no, unless we're talking about a completely different term from the music business, where rapping and putting music out ain't the thing no more. But if you're talking about what's interesting and what people are going to flock to, it's still going to be the women for a while, because it just ain't no interest in male artists out.
Yeah, he name dropped a couple of people and said, well, these artists will continue to have success. He name dropped Lotto. He name dropped Rhapsody, Flo Milli. So, but my thing is, so are you telling me like Sexy Red still not hot? Is that what y'all telling me? And I'm saying hot. I'm not saying like the nicest, hot.
It's been a while, bro.
We'll know a day.
I said we'll know when she try to come back out from her pregnancy.
That's fair.
We'll know if it works.
So is like Ice Spice not hot no more? All of a sudden?
She's still hot. My thing is that they're just.
Glorilla got the biggest song out right now. That's 6 gals we just named, dude.
Yeah, that's why I think what he's saying is like, either he's just trying to just do a hot take when there ain't shit to talk about, or
well, he did say sometimes I'm a couple years early at the
premises. Well, nigga, everybody's a couple years early, nigga.
He said sometimes he said I'm a couple months early or a couple years early, but
when Jesus come back, somebody said I called this shit.
That's what I'm saying. For everybody's early, nigga. That's not easy to do. I mean, that's not hard to do.
Yeah,
that was his pre-test.
Nah, I just think that we're critiquing them, like, because it's like after a while is we get done with being like, oh, you know how like this is the first black person to do this, first black, like after a while you be like, all right, this is just a nigga at work. How good are you actually at this job? Like, that's where we're at with it. It's like we are used to seeing women in hip hop now. We're gotten used to them and as solo acts, dominating, selling records, doing all this shit. Now we got to get to the point where, all right, now we're going to critique your music. Like, we're really listening now. We ain't just happy that you're here. We're really listening to you now. And I think that's where we're going to see, like, who can still elevate, who's going to fall off, who still has good records. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what the Cardi discussion is needed now, because we're listening to these records. Like you said, AB, we listened to it and then what? We moved on.
That's the question. Out of all these people that we're naming, who's the artist? And I'll ask this from the past 2 or 3 years since the wave started. Who's the female artist who album you waiting on? Other than Cardi.
Rhapsody.
Are you just talking about like in
Rhapsody?
general?
But Rhapsody was here before the wave, though. I'm talking about the new wave.
That's what I was just about to say. That's what's kind of maybe a sign. I don't think over is the right word now that we've talked it out a little bit. I think the second phase of this is about to start.
There you go.
You see that because
the
Rhapsody is
going to.
Yeah, Rhapsody, she just dropped a single, a freestyle or something. I seen y'all just put
I got to have it.
Yeah, like now the second phase of this of, okay, who's sustainable?
There you go.
We did the tech, what is it? The .com bubble has now popped. The Sukianas and the other people, they ain't really here no more, but since we are paying attention, oh, here's Rhapsody. Oh, here's Flo Milli. Oh, here's these different people.
That's one thing. I think there's more left over than he's trying to. I think he clarified the whole. Let's just take this chick, put the kid on her, get a writer in the room with her, and then now all of a sudden she's hot.
That's over.
That's like the Ruby Roses and all of that shit. That's done. That the Sukianas, like you said, that's dead. But I don't think you can't say the girl rap wave is over and then name 6 or 7 women that are hot today. Like that means the wave isn't over. That's not what that means.
Hotter than any male counterpart too. Like it ain't
Possibly.
no males even close to them that ain't like legacy acts or been in the game.
Yeah, under 30 is quiet.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were talking about just mainstream female rappers, but like I'm waiting for a Tierra Wax album to come out, see what she's talking about.
Yes,
and so like there's certain artists, but I just think that to a certain degree, I do think we'll always have a Sukiana. I think we'll always have a Sexy Red because, like Lou said, sex sells. But we're not going to elevate them, I don't think, moving forward. This like Sexy Red shouldn't have lasted this long.
I disagree.
I disagree with that. And shouldn't have a record on Drake's album. You know what I'm saying? Like
I disagree. I think she's more talented than Sukiana. Sukiana's kind of like a novelty OnlyFans. She's literally there to sell her OnlyFans.
Well, I'm just talking about the artists that we know for sure. Like y'all don't really care about rapping like that. Like y'all are using the culture of hip hop as a hustle. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Get it how you can get it. But we know that you're not really in the studio writing bars or caring about mixing and mastering. Like, we just know you're here for a good time, not a long time. I think those artists, that's what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
We calling them out quick. Like, all right, hey, so you're here for about 3-6 months for the summer. All right, bet now we on back to the real shit. You know what I'm saying? Or the artists that really do inspire and are creative, you know.
Sexy Red had 5 joints last year though.
And based off the field, it's easy to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like
we didn't have no competition.
We ain't named nothing going on right now. We grasping at. We ain't even got straws, bro.
we grasping at toothpicks, bro.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I can't name you even 6 of anything, bro. Shit.
All right, man. Next, people tuned in for this. We threw it in the middle to make sure y'all stuck around because it's been an eventful week with Mr. Dream Chaser himself. Jesus, Louises. Meek Mill, if y'all were not following, he got into a beef with Academics because Academics called him out about some allegations that dropped from Puff Daddy's lawsuit from a producer on Puff Daddy's album. If you're still following me, it was a busy week for Diddy and Meek Mill. I'm going to throw this to Mr. No Disrespect himself first and see, to start from the allegations with Meek Mill to the Puff Daddy stuff, what was the most interesting part of this to you?
Lou, you know, we trying to do a good black man comeback campaign on any platform that'll give us a chance. Unfortunately, today it gonna be one of them. Did y'all ever think when Meek first came out that we would be here with his career at this point, like 10 years later?
Yeah, he's more of a joke. He's more of like a punchline at this point.
And I'm starting to think, is this a Philly curse? Because I feel like all Philly rappers start from being really hot to being Benny Siegel. Like it's
damn, like, even Will Smith.
Even Will
Smith. Damn.
Like, it's the Philly curse. Because from Cassidy, AR, like you can't name me a Philly rapper that really is like
Gilly.
Damn.
But we don't even care about. We don't care about his music. We just care about his voice.
People laugh at Gilly, like no disrespect to Gilly, but people laugh at him currently. Like
that's true.
Like no disrespect to him in any way, but not saying that he pussy or nothing. But people laugh at it. Kind of lines up.
The only ones that we could, I mean, Lil Uzi. Is Eve the greatest of the Philly rappers?
Niggas laughing at Lil Uzi too, bro.
Niggas like, definitely laughing at Lil Uzi too.
Eve the only one then.
Eve got out of there early.
He married a white dude.
She got a billionaire. They ain't just no white
man. Billionaire. Let's be clear.
Mr. White man. Okay. Yeah. She pulled a Travis Kelce early, boy. She gave
I'll say this, Meek. You're right. You're right.
Look at the dating pool she had to deal with. Of course, she went and married a rich white dude. Like, look at the niggas from Philly who's like,
true. Got far away from that motherfucker. Look,
she seen these niggas growing up. She's like, nah.
I'll say this, Meek had an eventful week, and I'm starting to think, man, this was all a rollout, man. Even with the allegations, like I think he might have pressed fast forward on his EP, just because his name. He's gotten too many impressions during the week. He had a car accident out of nowhere. Apparently, his brake slipped. I don't know if somebody's trying to kill him or the Illuminati's trying to kill him or what. Apparently, his brake slipped.
What kind of car was that?
Diddy.
What kind of car?
He went to a Mighty Key that Diddy owned. He got fucked up, boy.
What kind of car was he driving in the wreck?
Like a truck.
I don't think I seen it right.
It was a
like
truck.
A GMC.
I don't know. I couldn't tell what kind of way. It was smashed up pretty good though.
Yeah, I'm glad he made it out. But
yeah, on some real shit that could have been ugly. But between the EP, the accident, the beef with academics, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was manufactured. At this point, I don't believe anything nowadays. I will say I'll stick to the music because I'm not getting into the lawsuit with Diddy and all that shit. That shit was nuts. That's made for media takeout. But the project actually sounded halfway decent. He kept it short. It's only a 4-track EP. He got outshined by Future on there. But he's got those records are solid. Like if he just put out EPs, he'd actually have a decent discography. It's better than the shit he did with him and Ross. I think Meek has a lane that he just needs to stay in. And if he just didn't do the goofy shit, I think people would take him a little more seriously because he can rap pretty well. And I personally like his style, though. It's high energy. It's good for the gym. We just talked about Schoolboy. Where you listening to Schoolboy at? I'm listening to this Meek on the Beltline on my Sunday morning run. I'm listening in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Whatever time I'm in the gym. Like he has a lane. And I think if he stuck to it and quit with the meme shit, I think people would take him more seriously. But that ship might have sailed. But that's a shame because nobody's talking about the EP and everybody's talking about everything else. And so I don't know how you feel about that, but it is what it is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
EP slide though.
Man,
I like it.
The EP was some good songs on there. Future did kill that.
Future killed it.
Amazing. That was an amazing feature. He probably did press fast forward on the project coming out because of the impressions. I'll say this. I don't want to get into the allegations either because what that man do behind closed doors is on him and Diddy and God.
If you've been listening on deck, nigga, you know we not studying none of that.
That's on him, Diddy, and God, bro. I got that. But I did find his response to be interesting. That was the response to DJ Academics. Like I didn't see Usher or any of the other people, any of the alleged people. I didn't see anybody else whose name was redacted from that statement come out and say like, "Oh, you got me messed up."
Who was it? It was it was him. It was him and Usher.
Academics alluded to him and Usher being redacted from the statement, and Meek got mad at that and tried to go in on Act and the tough guy Twitter finger shit that Drake killed him years ago for, and the nigga still doing it. Like you learned your lesson at least 10 years ago about this, bro. Nigga dropped 2 songs on you. It's been 4 days, nigga. Where you at? Like you learned your lesson from this tweeting shit, and it's like he never ever learns. People that listen to this show know how I feel about Meek Mill. I don't hate him as an artist, but I do think that he does some incredibly stupid shit. And this is just another in the long line of incredibly stupid things that he's done that take away from his music. Like I hated reading this, even the way that I feel about Meek Mill. I hated reading him and Act going back and forth and agreeing with Academics. I hated that because Act was making valid points, bro. He was like, nigga, like, come on, bro. You gonna play this tough guy act with me and you do this, do that. I thought you was the reform nigga, but you talking about killing me. Like all of this is easy. This is low-hanging fruit for a blog nigga like Act, bro. Hire you with like this nigga hang with billionaires, bro. They should tell you, hire you a team, get you some PR people to take care of this, but you put your phone down, go take a vacation, drop the EP, nigga, go put your feet in some sand. If you want to ski or whatever the fuck you gonna do, but don't go back and forth for 48 hours on Twitter with academics, unless AB, like you said, he was looking for this engagement.
Yeah, possibly.
I want this to help fuel the album sales. I love to know what this EP did to see if it was worth it, because this was wild. This was wild. And one of the funniest things I heard about this was somebody, I threw it to whichever one of you guys wanted. They was like, they tricked us when we was in school. They segregated all the slow niggas and they put them in the same class all day. They ate lunch first, and all of you knew who they was. But now they released everybody into society together, and there's no indicators of who the niggas is supposed to be in the same class all day or eat lunch at 9:30. Because you would give them a little bit more grace. You'd be like, you know how you he kind of relax, man. Y'all don't be joking on him and shit like that. And now you just got niggas like me, Mill, out here, and you don't really know. Like, nobody warned you that he was like this. Like,
that's social media.
Walk past.
That's social media in a nutshell, though.
What's that? That story right there.
Yeah, that's social media in a nutshell, man. There's no segregation. There's no slow class.
I didn't realize I was dealing with the slow. Yeah,
there's no short bus, dude. It's just all one road, and just everybody's just walking.
My overarching thing is it's hard to believe that he didn't learn his lesson before when this happened with Drake.
But at the same time, it's like this is hood nigga Twittering 101. You know what I'm saying? When somebody say some shit about you, you clap back real quick for no reason, and whether you have all the facts or not. And then, you know, this is a textbook. To me, this is more textbook if it hit dog holler. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know if the allegations are true, but it's a lot of shit that's coming out that, like, maybe even 10, 15 years ago, we would be like, you know, oh, yeah, this has got to be false. But now that we know a lot of information now about how these celebrities move and shit, it's just like, no, my only thing was AB was with the car crash. Like, I was hoping that he would pull through so he could say something. Because if he left us on that note,
hey, I'd have been nuts.
Getting bent over by Diddy. I'm like, hey, yo, come on, bro. Talk about a dreaming nightmare, boy.
Oh boy, that would have been the dreaming nightmare. Damn, that was a good one. Oh, if he had went out like that, that would have been nuts, man.
Hey, man, y'all wild, man. Next up, man. Y'all silly, dude. T.I., your man.
Wait, real quick before you move on. What do you think about academics and how he handled this?
I mean, I tune academics out. He's feeding into it the same way that Meek is, in my opinion.
That's his job, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he knows what that does for his brand.
Yeah, that's literally how I make money.
Yeah, and he's pandering to his audience who believes everything that he's saying.
I can't believe Meek fell for it, though. Like, how do you fall for that, my nigga? Like,
he's a troll.
Nobody around you, bro. He's nobody to be like, bro. How do you fall for it? You avoid trolls every day. I see the group chat. We all do. Like, we all avoid trolls on a daily basis. You will look at it and be like, I'm not even. Like, I'm scrolling right past this. How do you not avoid that, bro? That's crazy to me.
He does need to get off socials, though.
Jeez. It's the Marlo quote, bro. My name is my name.
The name is my name, I guess.
It's true. Next up, man, T.I. paid a visit to Shaq on his podcast, and he had an interesting analogy to the rap game. He likened it to the NBA. He said, man, I feel that actually what they've done with music is equivalent to if they were to open up the doors of the basketball arena and say, yo, if anybody think they can play ball, come out of the stands and come to the floor. Here go a jersey, get in the game. Basically saying that there's just a lot more acts to choose from in the NBA because in the rap game, because Shaq was saying that the talent level has kind of tailed off a little bit. I'll start with you, Nikki. Does this analogy check out to you?
No, because it's just old man group think. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy that we at this point in time. I remember when T.I. was young. And now I'm hearing how he sounds when he's old. Because everybody, once you hit to this age, they all say, like, the shit that is coming out don't sound like the shit we used to do.
Like what we did.
Exactly. Like, y'all niggas ain't as fresh as or as hot as we was. Y'all just goofy as hell. And we don't see this even lasting much longer because of y'all. And then we're 20 years later, 20 years later, it's like, all right.
Bigger than it ever been.
Bigger than ever. We got the albino Annie as the face of hip hop right now. So my thing is like, I do agree that, again, we're just at an interesting point in hip hop because we're now in that aging like wine phase where it's and that's why something I brought up on the All Due Disrespect podcast that I do with Lou and Ken from Dead in Hip Hop. we're gonna have to start realizing that hip hop can't just be for young people. Like it's going to have to get to the point where we're gonna have these legacy acts like rock and roll does, like old school, R&B, soul, whatever you want to call it. They have their like we're gonna get to that point where we're gonna have to accept everybody and can't just funnel all of our expectations through the young people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's because it's not making sense. It's starting, the more and more we get older with hip hop, it's starting to make less and less sense. Because for people like Lou, he go check out after 05, which you think is the greatest. That was the last of hip hop. That was the last great of hip hop. And we got to move forward. That's what I'm saying. Like they just sound old. Like it's just crazy that T.I. is saying this when his son is supposed to be the one that's supposed to be up and coming or whatever.
He put his son in the top 10 list of Atlanta rappers.
Of Atlanta. Yeah.
All time or right now?
Like, I mean, Future was on the list and 2 Chainz was on the list. And
that's nasty for him to put his son up, but I get it though.
Nepotism, man, why not?
What do you think about what he said in terms of the opening the doors and saying, hey, anybody want to come hoop, here go a jersey?
See, it's an interesting quote because I think that he's alluding to his level of rap, like people that will see the stardom of T.I., and then you look at those people on a younger scale. Like you mentioned, Nick, he been in this game for a long time, and he started this game young. Like he was early when I'm Serious came out, or trap music, or when he seen his stardom with Urban Legend. He was still relatively young. It wasn't like Jay-Z, he was in his 30s. So I think when he looks at the people that age that have the similar stardom to him, he looks at their talent level and like, they ain't got it. But to your point, Nick, there are a lot more options now, and there are a lot more talented people that aren't as popular as, say, a T.I. was at their age. But the people who are less talented are getting pushed to the front just because they selling impressions or whatever it may be, followings and things like that. So I can kind of see where he says it, but I do agree that he's wrong. Like hip hop is in a place where there is a lot of talent out there. You just have to find it. It's not going to be prepackaged and given to you like T.I. was. Like they're not doing that no more. That ain't how the game works. So they do sound like old washed up men when you're saying, all right, tell us who the next J. Cole is, or tell us who the next Drake is. Like, nah, you got to go find them today, buddy. Like that's right on you, not the music industry anymore.
I liken it like this because we have 2 people in our group chat who think they can average 2 points in the NBA, right?
They can't still think that.
At one point in time, they thought that. And so I get what he's saying. The floodgates have opened. The access is easy. It's nothing for you to get a USB mic and a laptop and some software, and you can come out with a mixtape tomorrow. You could jack beats off of YouTube and have a mixtape, nigga, by the end of the week. So yes, in that instance, it's true. But now ain't nobody going to hear that shit. It's not going to make it to Shaq's ears, T.I.'s ears, neither one of us 3, dude. The same way if they open the floodgates in the goddamn what's name and everybody in the arena and the 2 people in the chat who think they can average 2 points, they're going to go on the court and get dunked on. They're going to get fouled. They're going to foul out in 30 seconds, and they're going to go right back to LA Fitness, dude. And these niggas who have a mixtape today, they're going to return all their equipment to Guitar Center, and they're never going to rap again. They're going to be like, well, that was fun. So at the end of the day, the people who are serious about it, we're going to hear, and the people who are talented, we're going to hear, and the people who thought it was a hustle or thought it was trendy, they're going to be out the way, dude. And that's just how it works. His quote before the NBA quote is the one I think people need to be paying attention to. He said, this generation reminds me of every other generation. You got some people who are exceptionally dope, and you got some people who are just okay. That's it. That's the end of the sentence, dude. It has been that way since the beginning of music. That you can't, niggas act like the 90s was the heyday for, depending on your age group. The 90s may have been the heyday. If you're going to tell me it wasn't no whack niggas in the 90s, you are tripping. So now that the internet has made it to where more people can make music, guess what you're going to get, dude? You're going to get more whack niggas, bro. It's a numbers game at this point. It's no big deal. Nothing to see here. The sky is not falling. I don't know what Shaq was talking about. Shaq probably hasn't listened to anything past 98, if we're being a hundo. So, like, I don't look to him for who's hot in hip-hop in 2024, and I don't think anybody should. But like what Nikki was saying, the game, I think hip hop is in a really good space because there's no age limit anymore. There's no cap on it. We've gotten to the space where you can be 45 and put out a classic like Killer Mike just did. Like you can do that. You can be 50 plus years old and people praying that you drop an album like Hove is right now. That would break the hip hop internet if he dropped tomorrow. Like that's never been, we've never been in this space before. So I think there's something for everyone, and I'd rather have it that way than, you know, everybody having the same top 5 like it was in 98.
That's fair. That was a fair point. Nick, you got anything else on that?
Nah, it's just I'm just getting tired of the old head talk, the bashing of the young people. Like, it's like, bro, just find your pocket. Like, like AB said, there's so much music out there. Like,
listen to
so
E40,
much,
bro.
Yeah, like, and then the Jay-Z line, like, oh, if you want the old shit, listen to the old albums. Like, there's still timeless music that you can still run through. It's just like, bro, like, let the young, y'all was, again, that's the thing about hip hop is like, y'all were exactly where they were at. And y'all was complaining. We were both sides always complaining about the same shit. Like,
I will say real quick, Shaq said that the young niggas don't pay homage, and I think that's not true.
Yeah, they didn't pay homage.
I think there's less and less of that. We just talked about the other day. Flo Milli had Rich Boy in her video. When the last time anybody saw Rich? To me, that's paying homage. That's what that means. Like, you don't have to dick ride and say thank you to everybody every time you get in front of a microphone or a camera, but you do the small things. You sample a Missy, and then you have Missy in the video, or you shout her out on a tweet so that you put the 20-somethings on the Missy. You put the 20-somethings on the Rich Boy. You put like, that's paying homage to me, and you see more of that now than we did in the mid-2000s for sure.
To me, it's just like the homage thing is just kind of also overrated too. It's just like, bro, I don't know them niggas. Like, so it's like, I know the company that I got to get the sample from, and that's it. Like, me paying homage is like, if this music is still going, that's the homage is playing because people still like this record. And if you want to do research on it, I mean, would we want the artists to know all about hip hop and who all was hot and who? Yes, we would love that. Just like with sports, we want people to know what they're talking about. But at the same time, it's like, at the end of the day, I just want to see Lamar run up this video like and do what he do, make highlights. Like, I don't care that he know who Ray Lewis was or Ozzie Newsome, nigga.
And that paying homage shit. And paying homage had to do with boredom. Like, that was something for us to do because we didn't have social media or anything else to do. So you found shit that you were interested in and you learn more about it. These kids don't give, like, dicks, I don't give 2 fucks. Nigga, I got TikTok right here, bro. Like, I ain't got to go, no, like, I'm right here for the next 5 hours. I ain't got time to go back and listen to this shit. Like, it had nothing to do with me. That's how most kids feel. So
there's more distractions for sure.
Yeah, we definitely like, I ain't got nothing else to do. Of course I'll go read this old source or whatever it may be. Like, yeah. All right, man. Moving on to the next. Speaking of, golden age rappers and paying homage, Nas and Jay-Z, man, they're in a different battle this time. Not a rap beef battle, but a casino battle. These two guys, this is amazing. They're a part of different groups that are looking to put a major casino in New York City. Nas has a group that's wanting to put it somewhere near Queens. Jay has one that's wanting to put it somewhere near Brooklyn, I think, or either it may be Manhattan, like downtown Manhattan. But both are making pitches with their collective teams. Question for you guys: who gets a bigger career boost from this after they win this? After like one of them gets that casino and you knew that they were behind it. Is this bigger notch in the belt for Jay-Z or a bigger notch in the belt for Nas? AB, what say you?
It depends, because to my knowledge, the community's not looking too fondly at this. Like, the casino sounds cool from like a boss perspective. Like, I own a casino, that sound lit. But apparently, it seems like people don't want it there. Now, I don't know if this is the actual community or the internet community full of people that rode short buses that we went to school with that we talked about earlier. I don't know which is which because I can't tell anymore. So people are acting fake angry or real angry that Jay is trying to put a casino there. And to be fair, if you look
these people that say he should build a school, or like, is it?
I mean, just they're just saying it's the Illuminati and all that shit. But if you look at metropolitan cities that have casinos outside of Vegas, they can have a negative impact. They're usually in rundown area like Detroit, That's why they're always in the middle of nowhere. But I don't know. Jay is going to, depending on who gets there first. I didn't know Nas was a part of this. I didn't know this until we put this on the rundown. But I think if Nas does it, he might catch a little bit of that Jay backlash. So I don't know. He might want to stay away from it. Honestly, he's doing pretty well for himself with investments in different businesses. And Jay's on record saying, "I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman." So this is right up his alley. But they're gonna catch backlash either way, though. Let's be very clear.
Before you go, Nick, AB, let's be real. Do you give a flying fuck what people say if you're buying a casino? Do you care?
That was gonna be one of my questions.
Yeah, probably not if they're not my consumer anymore. Like Jay doesn't need people to care whether or not or to like him, so to speak. But it depends on what his end game is. Is he trying to buy a team? Then you will need people to support you. But I don't know what his end game is.
That ain't happening. Like if you could tell me, oh, you can get this casino now, or you hopefully get an NFL team in 5 years, he might as well take the casino.
Yeah, because them NFL slots don't open up very often.
It'll take a miracle.
Well, I don't know about that. A lot of NFL teams have been sold over the last, like, if you're talking about the last 10 years, I think we've had about 3 sales from the Carolina to the Washington, and then
those are both scandals.
Yeah. Shit, these days we can kind of skip
it was the Chargers. Yeah,
you're gonna get a scandal once every 3 years for sure.
I think these people coming up off these NFL teams. I mean, Jacksonville, I don't know if their ownership just got, or if they just got new ownership, but I know there's certain teams where it's like they could easily get new ownership soon. Even Denver just got bought out from Denver by the Walmart people. Yeah, so that's true. Like, a lot of these, that's the thing though. That's where I lead to is like, as far as who wins, I honestly think either one, they're gonna just go up a little bit. I don't think it's a huge win. Even though I'm a Nas fan, so I'll just go for Nas. But for me, it's just like, if you want the capital to be on the NFL, right? Like, you got to have a lot of if you own a fucking casino or part ownership of casino in New York, like, you already know the gambling. Like, this, the reason why I understand it's happening because I'm in the area, so it's like gambling is starting to be like
a thing.
The fact that it's about, legalized and in all everywhere surrounding this, the New York tri-state area and stuff like that, like having a casino in Manhattan or Brooklyn would be crazy. But I do understand from hearing from people how the Barclays Center was built and stuff like that. People didn't like that from Jay-Z's standpoint because it was like it was a huge wave of gentrification that happened in Brooklyn, and that's why people complain. Like, I talk to some New Yorkers now, like it's literally not the same. Like, they say, I'm losing my neighborhood, I'm losing the culture that I grew up on in New York. So I can see it from a reality standpoint, but I see Lou he already turned his ears off to me when I say that shit, because he like, look, nigga, if I could print money, I'm gonna print money. I don't care who neck I gotta
better me than them, nigga.
Man, listen, like in the words of the famous Bobby Axelrod, what's the point of having fuck you money if you never tell people fuck you?
He's saying that's the little kids in Brooklyn and Flatbush.
No, I mean, to try to, like, I found that was an interesting turn that you guys took on that, because I feel like if I'm Jay-Z and Nas, man, to your point, AB, like, these ain't really my consumers, these people that are arguing in these comments anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't really care, because I ain't putting albums out every year. Well, Nas still is, but it don't really matter if they sell. I ain't selling music to you guys no more. It's more about my business portfolio. And if I can make a major move like putting a casino in the middle of Times Square, man, run that. I'll deal with everything else later. But if I'm able to do that and I was Jay-Z, I think that would be big, especially in even wanting to buy a team. That's going to help his capital. As you said, AB, I was surprised that Nas had something to do with it. Not that I was forsaking his investment game. I know he's strong out there, but I just didn't think that this would be the type of campaign that he would be on. But he got to know something. Like you said, he's been making these smart investments, so he sees the upside in it too. I wouldn't be mad at them. I would question, like, I would throw it back to you guys and ask you, like, would you care, and do you think that they care that people are mad at them? And even with you, Nick, yeah, I understand what you're saying about the Barclays, and I could understand the gentrification part of it, but people are doing this all across the world, and I guess that's some of the flack that you give Jay-Z. It's like, well, you're supposed to be one of us, and we thought that you were going to be represented for us, and you're doing the same thing that they doing. Is that why you're saying people are mad?
Well, yeah, it's that, and it's because he reps Brooklyn so hard, and he represents a specific era of Brooklyn, New York. That I mean, Jay-Z's king over here, literally in this area. Like
Right.
Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj is like those are the king and queens of as far as in Black culture and hip hop culture around his area. So when you see somebody, granted, he's always given us the signs that he's a capitalist, but like when you see a nigga who grew up like you and he's doing the same moves that Mr. White Man doing, it's like, all right. I mean, it ain't
that's a crazy line to walk, because you can look at it from that way, and I see what you're saying. Like it's gonna, you can also look at it from a sense of like Jay-Z. Bro, I remember struggling on these same streets, and now I have helped get an arena built that an NBA team plays in. I grew up down the block, nigga. They didn't expect me to be 30 years old or whatever it may be, whatever sob story you want to tell from people that come from there. I get that the other people are affected, but however, how does it look from his viewpoint? I would wonder.
My thing is like, that's fine and great for you that you made it out, but nigga, you gotta throw away my whole block because you grew up fucked up.
I'm giving niggas jobs, all of this shit though. Like that would be the thing for me. Like
that's the only way you can.
I have a hard time believing that this it was just completely steamrolled over and gentrified and people didn't get anything.
You'll be surprised.
Like, bro. I know that there's some.
You'd be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was it, but I know that there was some type of initiative by Roc Nation or Jay-Z or the Carter Foundation or something that did try to contribute or help. Did it solve the problem? No. Was it a Band-Aid? Yes, but I can't believe that he was completely oblivious to what was happening, didn't do anything.
This is how you got to look at it. This is how you got to look at it. If you take Mr. White Man and you take Jay-Z, we know what Jay-Z, we know the initiatives that Jay-Z has put in place for people, whether it's bailing people out in Baltimore or bailing people out in Minnesota or whatever the case it is. He's got 100 different foundations that give money to these people, blah, 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 blah. Whereas the thought process is that Mr. White Man builds these same buildings, but doesn't have any of those initiatives that benefit anybody like us. So it's like, if it's going to happen, because trust me, if Jay-Z never existed, the Barclays is still sitting right there, wherever the fuck it's at now. Trust me, it's still going to happen. The casino would happen with or without Jay or Nas. But at least if it happens, it's got someone who will at least take some of that and do something over here. Like, it's like you said, it's more of a Band-Aid, but it's better than nothing, because trust me, that shit will still happen regardless. I can't help the poor if I'm one of them, so I get rich and give back, nigga. That's the win-win.
I will say this. I don't know if you want to move on. I'll say this like this, Lou, since I always do a wire a quote scene for you. It was like when Stringer Bell was fucking what's his name, D'Angelo baby mama. What was the nephew's name?
That's it, D'Angelo.
Yeah, it was like, all right, bro, you already fucked him over. Now you fucking a baby mama. It's like, all right. It's kind of, that's what I think. It's just like with Jay-Z, it's just like, I get it, but AB, it goes to that point you was talking about with the foundations and how much actually goes to the real causes versus what's admin. You know, it's that's like, true. Okay, it's these headlines sound good, and you bailing people out sounds great, but if you only spending $500,000 to get like 10 to 15 people out, yet you're displacing 1,500 people from this Brooklyn era, it's like, all right, bro. And I'm not saying, like you said, like if Mr. White Man does it, like it's still the same numbers, but it's like, yeah, but this is somebody who says he's from here, who grew up here. So it's like, I think he would want to move differently. Again, I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, being around here and talking to people, they talk about how much they're moving to the South and, you know, all over Tennessee, North Carolina, and even Georgia because of how much prices are just keep going up. The neighborhood that used to be there, they not there no more. I
hate to break it to them, but the same thing is happening in Nashville, and no rap nigga owns any of them big ass buildings that are pushing niggas out into the outskirts, dude. The same thing is how you can drop a pin on the globe, nigga, in North America, and it's happening there too. Yeah. So who's to point the finger at then? Now, who we pointing at? Are we pointing at Jay still? Like, no. That's all I'm saying. But I'm saying you need to prepare. This is how I look at it, and I'm done. You need to prepare yourself and get yourself in order to not fall victim to those types of things. Like, what can you do? That's how I would look at it. Let me turn to the nigga next to me, my neighbor to the left and the right. Yo, what can we do to make sure that we don't fall victim to this shit that's going to happen? Because we're only 5 minutes from downtown. So they may not have hit the north side yet, but nigga, trust and believe. We saw what happened on the south and the east side. So they're coming here eventually. And so, like, what can we do? Turn to your neighbor, nigga, not Jay-Z. That's all I'm saying. Especially if you know what's coming.
Pause.
This nigga's stupid, bro.
Vote local. Shout out to my guy Big Jeff.
Vote local. Shout out Big Jeff, man. What you got? You got next to me?
Yeah, next up, man. That's gonna be real quick. French Montana news for the second week in a row. Rare air we're at right now. His Mac and Cheese 5, of course, came out. We talked about the 126 track album that he put out, or the version that he put out, trying to run those streams up. Well, it looks like the prediction numbers are in, and they're much higher than a lot of people thought. Turns out the reason that they're much higher is because he had a January promo to sell $5 vinyls. And so now people who ordered the $5 vinyls, all 12 of them, are saying that they got delivered to all these different places and that it smells like there was a scam going on to run up the numbers. Billboard has since like retracted some of the numbers. It's just, it's a lot going on with Mr. Mac and Cheese. Lou, what do you think about what French Montana got going on?
Everything they say he did it. I like when I seen the headline and it said niggas was selling vinyls for $5. First of all, there's no way that you can't even print up a vinyl run where you're gonna make money if you selling them for $5. It's impossible. There's nowhere on the planet that you're able to do that. So with that being said, once I read a little bit more into it, yeah, he did this. I don't know if he was directly tied to it or his team did it allegedly, but yeah, whatever they saying French Montana did with this, he was guilty of it. Because and the thing that makes me say that is what we talked about last week, as you said, we talked about it 2 weeks in a row. If you're willing to put your album up 7 different times on DSPs, like you willing to do anything for the numbers, bro. Like you've already shown me last week what type of time you was on. So yeah, nigga, I know you faking the numbers on this too. Like, come on, man.
Nikki, what do you think, man? Did your Mac and Cheese vinyl come in yet?
I'd rather get Kraft Mac and Cheese than a French Montana. But I do fuck with French, but I just think is again, we're in this weird era of music where we don't know. I honestly feel like we don't know what a record sale means anymore. Like we just hear numbers and then perception is reality with that. Because the fact that he had 100 some track out, what he was trying to, that is insane hustle mentality. That's only a New York nigga from the South Bronx who try to do some shit. That's a fact.
For sure.
Like, trust me, like
all signs lead to yes, he did this, nigga.
Yeah.
136 tracks on the album, 7 versions of the album. Come on, bro.
Like, think of just go with the objective thing we know about this story. There's a nigga from South Bronx, 30 plus, who dropped a mixtape called Mac and Cheese 5. He got 100-something songs on it. You'd be like, oh yeah, he a New York nigga for real.
Oh, that's
listen, man. First off, this is kind of reminded me of the bundles that people have done in Travis Scott, Kanye West. They kind of popularized that. Oh, if you buy this shirt, it comes with an album. Oh, that's a sale. Because they know that the merch is gonna go stupid. The Mac and Cheese. I just started collecting vinyl. I'm new to this. I just started collecting vinyls last year. Fam, if you came to my house and I said, "Look, bro, I just started collecting. Check out my shit," and you saw a Mac and Cheese 5 vinyl, bro, like piss all on my collection, bro. Like I don't even deserve to call it a collection, bro. Who the fuck? I don't care if it was free. Like,
look, go to thing though.
Huh?
Unless I'm gonna even blame the people that ordered it, because like you see the track listing, bro. Like there's no, that ain't even one vinyl. You can't fit 136.
Oh, well, he didn't make that version of the damn vinyl. He made the regular
even
album.
With 19 or 20, you take more than one vinyl.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably
like
probably 2.
3 or 4 vinyls, bro.
Nah, it's 2. That's about 2.
How many songs on there?
I don't know. I
deleted. You could probably fit like 6. You probably could fit like 15 maybe tracks on the vinyl. I think I don't know.
Yeah, front and back. It's probably 2 vinyls. It's probably 2 LPs.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm still getting
2
into
vinyls. 2 vinyls for $5.
Oh, the $5. That's a shuck, bro.
I can't even go to the used record store and get vinyls.
Yeah, no, vinyls cost a lot to make, bro. That's a shuck.
And you got to pay for them up front. It ain't no consignment. It ain't like, oh, you want this run of vinyls? Oh, this factory that makes them, they want their money up front, and you can come pick them up on Friday.
It's nasty.
Go sell them and bring my money back.
It's a nasty play by French. This whole rollout has been disgusting, and it screams desperation. And he doesn't have to do that, man. He's successful enough. He doesn't.
That's the thing. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, he don't have to do that.
He's arguably out of the last let's say the last 14 years,
the most successful Moroccan. Yes.
No,
I'm saying, other than that,
if we talking about the last 14 years from the 2010s to now, it's been Nicki, ASAP, French from the New York area. I'm sorry, from New York. Cardi, this
was crazy.
Yeah, no,
this was getting crazy. I was like, what?
That's why I had to clarify. But I'm just saying, he's a top 5 successful New York artist of the last 10 years.
That's
we can
New York, that ain't saying much.
New York, they've also been on a decline.
That is true. That is true. But he do got hit records, and he was with a Kardashian. There's a lot of niggas who can't say that.
There's actually plenty of niggas that can say that.
Touche. Oh man.
Hey, what's the last one, man?
Hey, before we get into these wins and these losses, man, I was surprised to see this interview. Lil Yachty on his podcast. He had Dr. Umar up there.
There you go.
He was in a full garb and everything, and welcoming Dr. Umar to his podcast. These two disagreed on the use of the word nigga. This is like a generational thing. Dr. Umar goes into how Black people will be the only people to take that word and still use it proudly after what it was originated for. And Yachty says that shows the power of Black people to be able to take that term and use it as endearment instead. Just want to know who was right and who was wrong here and what you guys thought about that conversation.
Like you said, this is a generational conversation that's been going on for the last X amount of years. And I understand where someone from Umar's train of thought would feel away. And I understand why Yachty's train of thought would feel away. He doesn't have the same, he doesn't look at the word the same way that Umar would. And there's a lot of things that Yachty wouldn't look at the same way as Umar would. It's just in terms of race relations and things of that nature. But I will say, I get what Yachty was saying about flipping the word and turning it on his head. Kind of like how we did soul food and all of that, blah, 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 blah. But soul food is not good for you. So, yes, we flipped it and we turned the scraps into a meal and shit. But that shit is also making niggas fat and giving niggas high cholesterol and taking us out. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's good because we flipped it. But with that being said, I'm in the generation a little bit closer to Yachty. That shit don't bother me.
You see how AB gassed it already?
Yeah, I'm already, nigga, don't call me king. Don't call respectfully. I just think it be niggas trying too hard. Just, it's all good, bro. But I understand someone of an older thought process that's kind of like, yo, y'all sound crazy right now. I get that. We looked at Kai Cenat. Remember when Kai Cenat did those live stream from jail and niggas had the full jail clothes on? We were looking like, bro, that looks crazy. That's from our perspective. From his perspective, nigga, it's a skit. So it just is what it is. I don't think either one is wrong, bro. If you held a Pepsi can if I held it up to the screen, you're gonna see one side of the Pepsi can with ingredients and shit. And I'm gonna see the cover. So it's just neither one of us is wrong. We just see two different sides of the same thing. So I don't disagree with either one of them. They both entitled to their opinion.
Nigga, what say you?
What say you, King?
Dr. Umar is right. Objectively, he's right. Just from the standpoint of, well, if you do any kind of research on the word nigga or slavery in general, you would wonder why the hell niggas. Why do
the thing that gets you though, like my bad, Nick, the thing that gets you is when he tell you like no other group does this.
That's what
you don't hear nobody being like, what's up, Spick, or what's up, like wetback or anything like that. Like you don't hear what's up.
Well, they're not the same because one is an ER and one is an A. Let's be honest.
There's that, but we the only ones that, again, there's soul food and then there's just junk food. You just what I'm saying? It's a similar, you know what I'm saying? We made semantics with some of these shit. But my thing is objectively Umar's right. However, socially and just more so of a enjoying life standpoint, Yachty's right. You know, I would lean towards Yachty. If you talking to anybody objectively, yes, we shouldn't be saying the word nigga. Nigga should be locked away and tossed, and gone from now. But it does say something about Black people that for as much trauma as they have endured in this country, there is a lot of, triumph that they come from and how they recycle and stuff and do things. But like, the only reason I want to be with a Black woman so I can say nigga around the household. You know what I'm saying? So, you're not gonna get me to stop saying it.
But being at the crib and can't say nigga is crazy.
That's prison. You know
like what? That
imagine,
is insane.
AB, imagine you say you can't never say nigga again, bro. You would immediately your life just got 10% less happy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to call you king, nigga. What?
Oh shit!
Hey, Umar gotta relax. Let us have that, man. Let us have something that everybody else can't do, man. It's exclusive, dog. We in the VIP section. Let us have
from a different generation, man. Like I get again to double down on the sentiment y'all said. I totally understand, Dr. Umar. I do. But it's too late, bro.
That ship is sailed, bro.
It's over with that. All y'all niggas that want to stop saying it, that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And us, like it's a wrap. Like
remember when Kyrie got into it with dude on the court? He's like, "Hey, man, don't call me that." It's like, bro, relax, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I be like, bro, like,
lighten up, bro.
Like, lighten up, nigga. Like,
nigga, get the fuck
out of here, nigga.
Now you a bitch ass nigga. It was just
hey, facts.
Lighten up, fam. Fuck out of here. Man, hey, man. Let's get to these wins and these losses, man, real quick. Win or loss. Fat Joe cops the new Donald Trump sneakers. He said he's not in support of the president, but he's a collector. Is that a W or an L, Nikki?
It's a W. It's history. You get it before they go on resale. What's Trump with?
This is a big boy L.
Think about it, bro. Hey, B, this is like getting that early Dogecoin. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I'm justifying Fat Joe buying them shoes, is that he gonna resell them because he knows something that we don't. As far as Trump got this in the bag.
Just outside of that, them then though, like outside why you gotta lick the souls and shit on IG? Why you gotta do that?
He didn't lick the damn Trump souls though, man. You gassed it.
He did it before.
I'm just saying, like, outside of that, there should be no reason why he buys those shoes. Those shoes is garbage. But if he's a collector of shoes, so it makes sense. He's on brand.
If he had licked the Trump souls, he would have been out of here, right?
That would have been insane. No, it's a W because he is a collector. If he
don't matter, man.
If he had no history of this shit and he just popped up and used I'm a collector as an excuse to cop the Trump shoes, that would be cap. Then I'd be hot at him. But Fat Joe, he's one of the biggest sneaker collectors in music, bro. So
that's cap on y'all end. But saying y'all falling under the sneaker collector thing of it.
But like, he is
collect art, niggas collect watches. You don't do that for the cap part of it to run the Instagram and be like, oh, look at what I just added to my collection. You do it because you have the collection, and especially if it's resale. You want to be able to get the highest value.
It's a part of history, bro.
I got the new Trumps. I didn't pay for them, though. Man, get out of here.
He's not going to wear them. How much will I bet you never see him with them on?
I don't think that matters, bro. This is more like him. He's promoting these shoes. That's what happened.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is promoting these shoes.
You can't get them. There's no point in promoting, nigga. They made like 8 of them, dude.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like he promotes every shoe. So it's like, again,
that's what I'm saying.
If these was like some Adidas, the KKKs or some shit like that, like
they essentially are that. That's what they are. Essentially,
that would be different. But they'll be all white.
KKK Adidas is nuts.
It wouldn't be off white. It's all white, boy.
Oh shit, man, that's sick.
Next up, man, winner or loss. Wiz Khalifa says he smokes 30 joints a day. Lewis, are you biting?
Yeah, you can smoke 30 joints a day, especially if you Wiz Khalifa.
What?
Absolutely. You can. What is Wiz Khalifa doing? Like other than smoking weed, like
kickboxing them little bit ass shorts, nigga. Like you're not smoking blunts while you kickboxing them tight ass shorts, dude.
He's smoking while he do that. People smoke while they do that type of, like, they got the workout smoking now. You ain't seen that?
Yeah, that was the gym. That was for the gram, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm telling you, it's a real workout program where people get high during their sets or before they sets. So to this point, This is a W because he got time to do it. He got the money to do it. I guess he smokes good, clean weed, so it ain't too bad for his lungs. Yeah, like this is a W.
What you got, man?
To me, this is an L because he lying, bro. That's all it is. It's like when you see a bunch of shit on the table, like, how much is that on the table? Like, oh, it's about 30. You know, see, he just threw out a number. So
I think it was like 7 of them.
Joints a day?
I'm not saying he's never done that before. I'm just saying every day he does not do 30 blunts. It's impossible to do 30 blunts.
Joints, not blunts, though. Joints. You talking about like
Even-
little bitty ass joints?
even-
though.
yeah,
It's probably
even
like
them-
15 blunts. He
Yeah,
smoked
but
like
even
15 blunts a day.
even
I
them
can
little
see that.
joints, bro, you ain't doing 30 of that, especially if you got other shit to do. Unless you're just doing 10 every.
See, here's what the thing I think differently. Like what he probably does is if he'll roll 30 up for the day and hit them and then put it out and versus relighting that when he'll just light another one. At the end of the day, all
Then he
30
lying
of them
then,
are
bro.
gone.
But exactly,
All
he's
30
lying.
of them are gone, and he'll
But
say, I smoked 30 joints.
But I'm
He
just
lying.
saying every day.
In his
though,
mind,
bro.
that's 30 joints.
Times that by 7 though, my nigga, and times that by 4 in a week. I mean, in a month. So it's just like you're not doing that every fucking day, bro. That's too much. That's too much.
Bro.
30 grams.
Think about how many blunts that will be in a
It's about
month.
That nigga need rehab, bro, if he's doing that, bro. I'm gonna keep it buck. He need rehab, bro.
What have you seen? He's a fully functioning adult from what I've seen. You mentioned
Who's
that nigga
doing anything
kickboxing
30
and
times a
sports.
day, bro?
Yeah.
If you do anything, if you ate 30 strawberries a day, nigga, you need rehab, bro. You're addicted, my nigga. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't think it's that, man. It's more of a lifestyle thing. For
Hey,
him, man.
bro.
I think it's a lifestyle thing for him.
Last one, man. W or L, Big Meech, eligible for early release. Allegedly, he'll be getting out several months sooner than originally said. And BMF, fresh off of their season 3 debut, already renewed for season 4. W or L, Luke?
This is the very rare W and L. W, the Big Meech, is eligible and getting out early. Big L that they still showing BMF on television. This should not be on TV. Like this is like if Tyler Perry did a gangster show. This is what it's
Nah,
playing out
hell
like, bro.
no.
This is what it is, man.
That's called All the Queen's Men, bro.
Yeah, no, there is a Tyler Perry
Tyler Perry
gangster
got
show,
a
and it's not
gangster
this.
show. Oh god,
Yes, it's called All the Queen's
So there
Men.
is context for this, but this, the BMF show just wasn't for me. It's not good. It's too close to the Power universe. I think that 50 did have the rights to this, and it should have been done completely separate.
You watched the Power
Tony Miller
universe, though.
production house. Yes, it's not based on a true story. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. There is no such
What are we
person.
talking about?
There is no
dude?
Tariq St. Patrick in real
You
life.
week to
so
week with the fucking Kanan fucking Power Book
Yes.
9, dude. What are you
These
talking
are
about?
fake people, AB. BMF was a real story. I'm not sure if you're aware, but BMF really did exist, and it deserves more justice than Power. Like Power's a soap opera, bro. Like that's just not the place that story should have been told.
Nah, it's
So
a
it's L
dub.
for me.
It's a double dub. Even though I haven't started season 3 yet, but they're in Atlanta, so it should be good to check out and see how it does. To me, I keep one eye on BMF. I don't need to pay that close of attention. It's good enough to hold it for that. I thought Lamar was a strong character though when he was on there though, so it's pretty straight. It ain't the best TV show ever, but it's not bad though.
Yeah, it's a double dub for me. Just because it's like Meech's legacy still goes on. He about to come out, and then like he's got I don't know if it's a Hitler or AB, but at least he's got his son on a major. Well, I don't know if it's a major. Yeah, I don't even know. I keep on qualified this compliment I'm trying to give him. He got his son on the #1 show on the network about his life, and you know what I'm saying. It's like how much more winning can you get than that? So that's just off the strength of that.
Absolutely, man. On Decker of the week. We'll keep it in house, man. On Decker to Nicki. Again, first guest of the year. Salute to you, my guy.
Appreciate you.
Put me on to something, man. We'll kick it off with you, man. Put us on something.
I don't know if y'all talked about this because I tuned into y'all show. It's a TV show, Shogun on FX. Have y'all talked about that?
We haven't talked about it yet, but
yeah, that's the show that I recommend for everybody to check out.
You watched the first 2 episodes?
Yeah, well, I'm about to watch it but I keep hearing good things about it. Like from the critics to they talking about it's the Asian Game of Thrones.
Yep.
So like
that's the comp.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Topic.
So I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, everybody keep on talking about it. So yeah, check that out.
I was out at anything that's related to Game of Thrones. As soon as somebody say that it's like that, I'm out. It's over with. I'm gonna pass.
I was out because Extra recommended it. I was solely off the strength of that.
I can understand that too.
I can. I watched those first 2 episodes. They were solid.
What you got for them?
It was a lot of prepare yourself for the subtitles though. People didn't watch.
Cool with that. I got my subtitles on anyway.
I say if you watch Narcos or you watch any Lou, you should know about subtitles. You watch hella white people shows. They be whispering
yeah. That's facts. For me, it was this probably not new to a lot of people. It was new to me the first time I checked it out. That was the Avatar Last Airbender on Netflix. We did a review over on Frames Per Second for it. Surprisingly good. I fucked with this. I binged the whole 8 episodes, and I was way more pleased with it than I thought I would be. And I'm not familiar with the story. People are telling me the cartoon is amazing.
Bro.
Like I've heard top 5 cartoon ever a couple of times when I've mentioned that I watch this to people. But if y'all haven't watched that Avatar Last Airbender, the live action version, I fucked with it over the weekend with Netflix. And go check out the Frames Per Second review that we did on it.
Check out the Frames Per Second review for sure, but you can skip that Avatar.
I heard it was mid.
The cartoon is, bro.
But you can't. It's hard to
the cartoon though.
Yeah,
everybody's saying that it's hard to top the cartoon. Though.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like the cartoon is so, it's so like ahead of its time, especially when it came out. That when you see the TV show, it's just like you have to taper expectations because it's like, bro, that shit was like it was a moment.
The vibe I'm getting from the cartoon and the show is like when people were talking about Game of Thrones in the books versus the TV show.
Yeah, but at least
with fuck with the books heavy, they didn't fuck with the show. But the people that fucked with the show was like, I don't really care about the books.
But you can see why, you know what I'm saying? With especially the way the TV show ended with Game of Thrones, is like, yeah, it did the books no justice. The same, but at least this one is visuals. You can still go back to it. I don't know if you got time, like check it out, because like you'll be like, oh, this shit, especially the fight scenes, it'd be like it gets better and better every season. So
you know, M. Night Shyamalan did the movie,
and exactly that's why we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave that dead.
Apparently it's trash. I never watched it.
Yeah, it's just hard.
All this is. Are you familiar with any of it, AB?
Mm-hmm.
All this shit is Captain Planet.
Captain Planet. Yeah, I know you've been there.
All this is Captain Planet.
Don't do that. You disrespected.
That's all this is, bro. Captain Planet. This is the first thing I seen. I was like, Earth, wind, water, fire. When your powers combine, I am Captain Planet. That's all they did, nigga.
They took out that goofy ass nigga with the heart ring because nobody give a damn about it.
I forgot about heart. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, nah. All he was good for is getting bitches.
That nigga was useless.
He was useless.
That was one of the most useless niggas in superhero lore. Period.
Only time they brought
anybody you can name. That nigga would. I forgot he existed till you just said that.
Nah, because without him they couldn't bring.
It was a black dude too, wasn't it?
Nah, he wasn't black.
Nah.
He was, black dude was like Earth.
Earth, okay.
Dude, black dude was always high as hell. He was growing that ganja, boy. But they had this
the Earth.
I think he was like either Native American or India, whatever he was. But yeah, he was hard. All he was good for was when they went to the club, bro. Any bitch he get any bitty he want.
Oh shit! And my quick put on. I'm going to TV to the Genius MLK Malcolm X joint. I thought that shit was fire. I'm gonna be real.
Shit about it early too.
I thought that shit was fire, bro.
You was saying that before you saw it, you was like, bro, I don't even know if National Geographic don't even get. I know they.
I was scared. I was scared to watch it because what the fuck is National Geographic doing? But they done put a little bag behind their original content. That shit was fire. I wouldn't recommend it if you don't like. It's not a comprehensive look at. Like there's documentaries that do much deeper dives, but for a surface level, People versus OJ type joint, I thought it was very well done because it showed both of them and their parallels and how they were kind of moving at the same time. I thought this shit was very well done. I thoroughly enjoyed that shit. It's getting killed in the reviews though because it's not in depth. So
it's just the watered down version.
Yeah, because they're like, if you want to learn about this, you should watch this PBS 8-hour special. Well, yeah, if you want to learn, if you're not familiar, then you want to like do a real deep dive, then no, this is not the content for the deep dive, but it was entertaining. And I thought the two guys did a good job as MLK and Malcolm, whatever the fuck. This shit was dope though. I would recommend checking it out. And man, anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, man, we appreciate you guys joining us. Thanks for Nick for hopping on with us, man, reviewing his blue lips. Other than that, we out.
Said good lips. The fuck?
Yeah, I know what he was like. Boy,
I was going to call it blue face.
Lou
I had to look up there and see what the name was. I had an old person moment.
Lou had a senior spasm moment, boy. he was biting him at the podium.
Oh, shit on that
Mitch
note.
McConnell. Mitch McConnell.
God damn. We out, man. Peace.